This is Radio Truth, a series of commentaries by Dr. Michael Parenti. Michael Parenti is an activist and internationally known award-winning author and scholar. His recent books include The Assassination of Julius Caesar and Superpatriotism. His latest book, The Culture Struggle, will be released in November 2005. For further information, please visit his website, michaelparenti.org.
Real democracy. In a democracy, people should be able to enjoy freedom from economic as well as political oppression. In a real democracy, the material conditions of people's lives should be humane and not insufferable. Anatole France once wrote, "The law, in its majestic equality, prohibits rich and poor alike from stealing bread and begging in the streets." And so the law becomes something of a farce, a fiction that allows us to speak of the rights of all, divorced from the class conditions that often place the rich above the law and the poor way below it. In the absence of certain material conditions, formal rights are of little value to millions who lack the means to make a reality of their rights. Take the idea that every citizen has a right to be heard. In its majestic equality, the law allows both the rich and the poor to raise high their political voices. Both are free to hire the best-placed lobbyists and Washington lawyers to pressure public office holders. Both are free to shape public opinion by owning a newspaper or television station. And both rich and poor have the right to engage in multi-million-dollar election campaigns to win office for themselves or their political favorite. But again, this formal equality is something of a fiction. Of what good are the rules for those millions who are excluded from the game? We're taught that capitalism and democracy go together. In fact, many capitalist societies, from Nazi Germany to today's third world dictatorships, have private enterprise systems but no political freedom, and plenty of mass poverty. We're taught that capitalism and prosperity go together, and yet impoverished countries like capitalist Haiti, capitalist Nigeria, capitalist Indonesia, the mass of people live in terrible poverty. In such systems, economic freedom means the freedom to exploit the labor of the poor and get endlessly rich, and means little more than that. So transnational corporate capitalism is no guarantee of political democracy. When it works with any effectiveness, democracy is dedicated to protecting the well-being of the many and rolling back the economic oppressions and privileges that serve the few. Democracy attributes equal value to all individuals and seeks to ensure that even those who aren't advantaged by wealth or special talent can earn a decent living. The contradictory nature of capitalist democracy is that it professes egalitarian political principles while generating enormous disparities in material well-being and political influence. Some people think that if you're free to say what you like, you're living in a democracy. But freedom of speech is not the sum total of democracy, only one of its necessary conditions. Too often we're free to say what we want, while those of wealth and power are free to do what they want to us, regardless of what we say. Democracy is not a seminar, but a system of power, like any other form of governance. Freedom of speech, like freedom of assembly and freedom of political organization, is meaningful only if the free speech is heard and if it keeps those in power responsive to those over whom power is exercised. This is Michael Parenti for Radio Truth.
This commentary was produced by the LA Sound Posse and may be freely copied and distributed. You can find us on the web at lasoundposse.org. The music was Flute Medicine by Synth.